Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be playing around with the NYX Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Part 3 Spellbook collaboration with NYX Cosmetics. I was going to do another video before this one, but when I posted my haul video, a lot of you saw that I had this palette in my haul and you were wanting to know what it was like, so I thought we could go ahead and do a little video playing around with it. It's limited edition. It was sold at NYX, it was sold at Ulta.com, and it was sold in the Ulta stores, but it is currently completely sold out. And because it's limited edition, I do not believe it's going to be restocked. And for that reason, instead of doing like a review, I thought we could just, play around with it, see what kind of looks we could come up with. And I've also don't believe I've ever used any of the NYX eyeshadow formulas, so this would be a fun way for me to kind of play around with that formula too. As you can see, first of all, it's made to look like a spell book, which I thought was like really cool. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to pick this up. I'm a huge fan of the show, and I like the concept of how they did the palette. On the inside page, on the inside cover, there's like a spell book, and there's a little inscription here. I'm gonna go ahead and read that real quick. It says, "For a look sure to enamor, cast a spell of bewitching glamour. Embrace the night or behold the light. With the spell book, any match is right." It's also in, I'm guessing, Latin on the bottom as well. Since I don't read Latin, I'm not gonna try to read that. But yeah, there's like different types of little charms in here. Looking at this palette, there's like so many ways and looks that I could go with this. I mean, you have a beautiful silver up here with that cunning shade. You have some golds with the werewolf and the exorcism shade, and dark princess down here. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do like a few quick swatches just to see how some of these look on camera. This kind of yellowish shade, alchemy, and the frog legs shade right here, like those were really kind of like calling out my name. So let's do acrimony first. A beautiful kind of a gold shade there. Oh, that's really pretty. It's swatching more kind of a deeper gold than it is yellow on camera. And then frog legs, which is kind of that little green shade. I will say right off the bat, they're not swatching very good, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I've had shadows that swatched like horribly, but on the eyes, they blended out really well. All right, first of all, let's see if we can figure out what kind of a look we want to go with. I think I'm going to start with Before Dawn, which is kind of this orangey, kind of a light orange shade there, and then maybe bring in Blood Earth, which is the deeper orange. Maybe from there, I might try, God, it's like there's so many shades in here, I don't even, it's kind of overwhelming. Maybe do Dark Baptism here. Possibly bring in Salem, Mortal's Delight. I definitely want to see if I can pull in the acrimony and the frog blades, kind of a green shade, but let's just get started and just go ahead and see what we can do. Also in this palette, there's like two blushes down here, and then there's a little highlighter. So the one thing about this palette that is also kind of cool is that you have all of your, you can basically put together your entire look with this palette. You have, with your shadows being here, your blushes being here, and your highlighter being here. I'm looking forward to seeing what this formula is like. This one looks more shimmery. The NYX Scratch shade looks a little more shimmery, and the Harvey shade over here looks like it's more matte, and then you have the highlighter in the middle. So let's just get started, and let's just kind of see what we end up with in the end here. I've already done all of my face products. I did my foundation, I did my powder, I did my concealer, I did my brows. For face, for my foundation, I'm using the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation. I'm using the ColourPop setting powder, my Juvia's Place concealer, and just a regular old brown eyeliner pencil I had lying around. Nothing special there. So I'm starting off with Before Dawn, which is kind of like that orangey shade, kind of all over the lid. I'm interested in seeing how these shadows perform, how well they blend. Because like I said, I've never used the NYX eyeshadow formula before, I've used the foundation and I've used the concealer, both of which I love, but the eyeshadows I have not had the opportunity to play around with. So we're just laying that down. Kind of brighten the area up just a little bit. Now let's take Blood Earth, which is kind of that more orangey shade, and I'm going to lay that down kind of in the crease area. Maybe here, take it out a little bit, and then I'm going to take it into the crease and towards the inner corner, like that. So far, these shadows are laying down very nicely. I'm seeing a lot of pigment, which is good. There's not a whole lot of patchiness going on or anything there. This formula is really, really nice. It's smooth, it's laying down very nicely, it's blending really, really nicely. Yeah, I think that's a good start. What are we going to do next? I think I want to go into Baptism next, which is kind of this dark orangey brown down here in the bottom. Maybe kind of take that on the outer corner here. Which brush do I want to use? I think I want to take my e.l.f. eyeshadow brush here, dip into dark Baptism. Lay that right here on the outer corner. It looks like it's got kind of an orangey undertone in the pan and the palette, but on the eye, it's pulling a little more purple, which I like. That's really nice. Kind of like that. Just take that all into the outer corner. I think I'm going to take it in a little bit more into the crease as well, right here. Kind of deepen that area up just a little bit. Yeah, so far I'm really liking how these shadows are laying down. Laying down very, very nicely. All right, let's see. Where do we want to go next? Like I said, there's just so many options to choose from. I think maybe I'm going to bring in Hellraiser, which is kind of this nice shimmery red shade. Let me go ahead and swatch that. I want to see what that looks like. It's kind of a deep burgundy red. Swatch that right there. Oh, I like that. That's nice. Let me go ahead and try laying that one down and seeing what we get. And mind you, like I said, this is me playing around with this palette for the first time. I have not like even opened it and done anything with it yet, so it's kind of a first impressions as far as the formula is concerned, because I have not actually used it yet, but so far I'm really, really liking it. This Hellraiser shade is going on extremely smooth. That is nice. I'm liking that. That is so nice. Lay it down on the other eye. That is really, really going on smooth. It's not tugging, it's not pulling. This is a very, very nice formula. NYX, I am impressed. I know it's kind of looking very monochromatic and very, you know, reddish orange and stuff. I think I want to try to pull in some other colors, but I'm not sure. I'm still new to the, you know, doing multiple colors on my eyelids, so I think maybe I might want to pull in maybe Midwinter, which is this blue right there. Let's see what that one looks like. Oh, that's pretty. Kind of an emeraldy royal blue. Maybe I'll kind of put that on the eyelid a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, this could go really, really well, or it could go really, really badly. We shall see. Let's lay this. I'm gonna lay it maybe right up in here. It's very, I like that. It's pretty. I'll take that into the crease just a little bit there. One thing I am definitely noticing about these shadows, which is very, very nice, I am not seeing hardly any, they're not like very powdery, they're actually like very smooth, a little creamy, and I'm not seeing much fallout at all. Like I'm not seeing a bunch of shadow falling underneath my eyes. And this is a shimmery shade, and sometimes with shimmer shades, you get that fallout, but it's really just packing onto the eyelid very, very nicely. I am liking that. Take that kind of in a little bit like that. Kind of wing it out just a little bit. I am liking that. That is, it's pretty. It's very, very pretty shadows. What do you guys think so far? So many shades. Should I pull in any other matte, or just kind of stop right there? There's so much. It's like I just want to like keep playing with it and playing with it and playing with it. I think I'm gonna stop there as far as the mattes are concerned. Of course, that blue was like a shimmer, but I think as far as the mattes, I'm gonna kind of stop there. I don't want to get too crazy, but see, I definitely want to pull in the acrimony, the yellow shade. I'm gonna take that kind of towards the inner area here. See how well this lays down. Sometimes yellows are very, very hard to work with as far as pigments, but that's laying down kind of nice. I'm actually getting a very decent amount of pigment there. It's not, I'm not getting a bunch of fallout. That is really, really pretty, y'all. That is laying down so nicely. I mean, you can look at that. It's like showing so well. Looks like it's showing pretty well on camera. Face to face, it is so, and it's layering very, very nicely. It's building up really well. I have yellows in other palettes. Even some of the yellows in some of my Jeffree Star palettes are like a little bit hard to build up, but this is building very, very nicely. All right, now I think I'm gonna take some of the, what do we got here? I think I want to take some of the, I think I'm gonna mix some of the hell. I think I'm gonna take some of this Hellraiser shade, which was that red shimmer, and take it underneath a little bit. Just kind of blending that out like that, smoking that out just a little bit. I'm gonna take a little bit of Spellman just to kind of blend and deepen out this edge just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. This is that unholy, kind of an unholy union. It's got like a purplish kind of matte. I just kind of want to blend everything out, blend out the edges just a little bit there. Oh yeah, I am really liking that. That is nice. To finish it off, I think because like I said, I have been just eyeing. That's one thing I noticed. I'm blowing like a little bit, but there's really not any fallout. I mean, if you look, there really isn't any, hardly any powdery fallout like at all with this palette. I think I'm gonna take the green Frog Legs shade, and I think I want to place it right here in the inner corner. See how this goes. I like that. That's pretty. I blend that into, what is this, the red Hellraiser shade? The only thing about doing like green and red shades together is that you could end up kind of getting like a Christmassy look when you're not quite going for that, but I think that kind of blended out nicely. Am I done? Am I finished? I think I want to do one more to pull in, just kind of like brighten up the inner corner. Now the question is, which one do I want to do? We have the Cunning shade, which is kind of a silvery white over here. We have the Class in Session here, which is kind of a yellowy kind of shimmer. Then we have, what is this? This is Eternal Bliss, which is kind of a pinky shade. And this one, the Ambrose shade right here, I'm going to swatch that. I can't tell if that's a metallic or if it's a foil. I can't quite tell, so I'm going to go ahead and swatch this real quick because I'm curious to see what it actually feels like. Oh, that one's kind of more glittery. Let me see, we'll put it here. There's a little more fallout with that, but it feels more like a foil kind of a shade. I don't think I'm gonna go with that one, only because there seems to be a little more fallout. I probably need to use more of like a glitter adhesive with that one to get it to stick. So I think I'm gonna go with Class in Session, which was that kind of a yellowy shimmer. Take that in my outer corner, not the outer, inner corner, right there. Bring it just a little bit more light. Blend that into Frog Legs, and take it a little bit into that yellow acrimony shade. Do the same thing on this eye. And that's the shadow all finished. What do you guys think? When I sat down, I had no clue what I was going to do. I just like, I'm just going to open the palette, see what comes to mind, just throw some colors on my eyelids, and I think it came out pretty nice. I'm going to do my liner and my mascara off camera, then we'll come back and we'll play around with the blushes and the highlighter, and then do some lips and just kind of finish off our face with the rest of the products from the collection and just see how well they work together and blend together. Be right back. All right, and we're back, and I've done my liner and I've done my lashes, so I guess now we're going to move on to blush and then highlight. In the palette, we have two options for blushes. We have NYX Scratch and Harvey. NYX Scratch looks like it's more of a shimmery, kind of a pinky red, and then Harvey looks more like of a kind of an orange coral shade. NYX Scratch. It's kind of a shimmery pink shade. And then Harvey, it's kind of that orangey coral shade. This one looks like it's more shimmer, and this one definitely looks like it's more matte. So the question is, which one do we want to go with? And I think I'm actually going to go with the Harvey. It's got so much shimmer kind of going on my eyes. I think I went kind of more of a matte blush. All right. I noticed when I tap the brush into the blush shades, they're definitely a little more powdery than the eyeshadow, so there's a little more fallout there, but they're blending nicely. It's a very nice cool shade. It's kind of giving my cheeks a nice, just little healthy flush of color. It has just the right amount of pigment, and you can probably build this up if you're wanting more of a richer shade, but I am liking that. That is very, very pretty. There's only one highlighter in here, Caliban. It's more of like a deeper, kind of a coppery shade right there. Looks nice. It looks kind of deep though, so let's see how it looks on the cheeks. In the palette, it looks kind of more of like a deeper bronze kind of a shade. Yeah, that's definitely like, it's really pretty. I mean, it's going on very nicely. It's blending very nicely, but I will say, if you are someone that has more fair skin tone, this might be a little bit dark for you. It looks like it's made more for someone with kind of a medium to deep skin tone. The formula, like I said, the texture, it's blending very, very nicely. It's looking very nice and icy on camera. I love a very smooth highlighter, and this is really smooth. This is actually a very beautiful formula. But just keep in mind that if you have more of a fair skin tone, it might be a little bit too deep for you. But then again, you know, there are other shades in here, like the werewolf shade, and then, you know, the Classes in Session. You know, there's a couple of the shades in here that you could probably pull and use as a highlighter if this one does draw too deep. So far, this is looking very, very nice. I really, really like the way that highlighter went on. I mean, it's blended very nicely, blended just very, very smooth, very natural. I'm liking that hair all over my face. All right, next we're going to move on to the lips. I bought 2 of these sets. There were 3 sets altogether, but I got 2 of them. This is the Fright Club, that set, and then this one is Half Witch. I say we do a couple of swatches and then kind of see which shade looks best against this color story with the eyeshadow and the blush, and then decide what we want to do as far as which lip color we want to bring in. This one is Cans. Looks kind of like, let's see, what is this? Let's see, what do we got here? Kind of a pinky, kind of a neutrally color. That's pretty. This one, Budapest, this is deeper. Let's see how this one looks. It's very similar to Cans, but it's just more of a deeper pink there. And then in the, what is this, the Half Witch set, this one is Cabo. It's kind of a nude. It's like, that's a very, very light nude shade. I definitely don't want to go with that one. The last one that I have here is Monte Carlo. This is kind of a deep, rich red kind of a shade right there. Right now it's kind of between Budapest, it's pretty, and Monte Carlo. I guess it just depends if I want to go kind of a more neutral or if I want to go deep red. I think I'm gonna go with the lighter kind of a pinky color instead of the deep red, since, you know, I'm not really, just kind of playing around with this today. I'm gonna line my lips, if I can find my lip liner in my little mess up here. I'm gonna line with the NK. This is just the basic red lip pencil. I like the shade. I find that it kind of blends in with a lot of pinks and red tones as far as lip colors go. I like to overline the right side just a little bit because the right side's a little bit lower than the left, just trying to even out my lip shape just a little bit. All right, now we're going to apply Budapest. I've used the NYX lip formula before, but it's been a while, so it'll be fun to kind of play with it again. All right, and we are done. What do you guys think? I absolutely loved, I will tell you right off the bat, final thoughts, I absolutely loved this palette. One of the things that you'll notice sometimes if you get something like this, which is like a palette kind of based off a TV show or a movie or, you know, a TV character or something like that, it can come off kind of gimmicky, and then the formulas are just kind of, you know, like I have a Moana themed palette that I got from Hot Topic, which is like absolute, I mean, they did my girl wrong. This palette, y'all, it's so beautiful. Every single shade that I use, the mattes, the shimmers, the metallics, They all blended beautifully. There was very, very little fallout as far as the eyeshadows were concerned. There was a little more fallout where the blush was concerned, but you know, it went on smooth, gave me a nice little healthy glow. So you know, I'm fine with that. The highlighter, it's really beautiful. It's a gorgeous, smooth formula as far as a highlighter formula goes, but it is a little deep. So if you're more of a fair toned, it might show a little dark on your skin tone, but you know, let's give it a try and see what happens. If it is a little dark, like I said, you have a couple of other metallics, shimmer shades in the palette that you could probably use, and they would probably work. I love the fact that there's so many options as far as shades are concerned in this palette. You have pinks, you have some greens, you have some blues, you have purples, you have a nice little red shade here, you have some oranges. I mean, it is just a beautifully curated palette. You have this little black shade over here, which I definitely need to like play around with that one, but as a whole, this was definitely a win. The lip cream, it's nice. I don't know if it's, let's test to see if it transfers. It's been on for a few minutes, so let's see what happens. Yeah, it's definitely doesn't dry down like some of my other mattes, which is kind of a, you know, negative for me, because that means that if I'm drinking coffee or something, it's just going to transfer into my cup. But as far as how it feels very, very nice on the lips. It's very smooth, just a very nice, comfortable lip color. I really do like this. Now, if I needed something that, you know, that was gonna last the day, then this is probably not the one that I would go with. But just for like an everyday, just soft, you know, smooth, comfortable lip color, I really, really like this. I hope that I was able to give you guys a nice, well-rounded look at the palette and the different formulas and the shade range and all, and the color story and everything that was in the palette, because I know a lot of you were like really curious about it. If you were already able to pick this up, awesome. Like I said, it's limited edition, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to be restocked, but if by chance they do decide to restock it, make sure you grab it. Just for the simple fact that the formulas in it are so nice, and it's just a nice, well-rounded, you know, array of shades and formulas in the palette to work with. So you can like if you're like, say you were looking for a nice beginner palette that just had kind of a whole lot of different shades that you could play around with, this would be a great one to grab as a nice first palette if you don't already have it. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a like. Make sure you hit subscribe, tap the notification bell so that you get notified of future videos. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.